Hi everyone. Today we are going to go ahead and do another G'MIC short. We're only going to be messing with two filters inside of G'MIC. It's nothing special. I just have a couple images that we're going to mess with, and we're going to go ahead and make something like this. We're going to be messing with the bokeh and the cartoon effect. And if you could see, we got the bokeh effect going on here, and then on the girl we have the cartoon effect going on. And this image, I don't know if I will be able to offer them in the description, because I've had this image for a while. If I could find where I got the image, both the images actually, I will leave the links down below, but it will work with any image. I just wanted to sort of kind of make something pretty cool, so I imagine that was that was a flaw on my part for this tutorial. I should have went and got some images that I knew or remembered where I got them from, but I will search and try to find them again, and if possible I will leave the links to them in the description. We're not going to be doing nothing too fancy or anything with the girl or the background image. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to mess with two of the images. We're going to mess with this image, and then of course the girl image. That's the final. So let's go ahead and file. Let's go ahead and open the image up, and we're gonna go ahead and open up this image, which this image is clouds. That is what we're gonna use to kind of create this effect. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to image and go to scale image, and we are going to divide it by 2. So just press the backward slash on your keyboard and then enter 2 and then hit enter, and Gimp will automatically divide that up for you. If the bottom one didn't move down also, that's because you have this link right here unlinked. Make sure you just hit cancel and then just bring it back up and make sure they're linked, and just hit scale. And so we scaled it down in half. Now we're going to go up to filters, then G'MIC. Wait for this to work here. And we are going to go to artistic and then click on bokeh. And as you can see, it just adds these kind of little circles to the image. And these are my settings from before: 120, 4.50, 0.25, size 64, the outline size 12, outline amplitude 2.50, and the smoothness at 75. I'm going to go ahead and reset everything. The amplitude is set on 250 to begin with, which is a really strong effect. And so if you lower it down and if you go to 0, of course you're zeroing it out, and there's not going to be any bokehs or circles in the background. All it is like I said, it takes a bunch of circles and it adds it to the image and distorts the image and makes it look pretty cool. So if we raise the amplitude like I had it before to 120, you will see that there's less of an effect, and they're more kind of slightly less opaque, or well, no, they're more opaque, but there's less of them. So let's see, I think I want to, do we want to go with this? This looks really good down here in this blue. And again, like I said, it just distorts the image. Let's go up to 180 and let's see how that looks. Alright, that brung them out more, brung up the opacity and stuff more on there. Let's go down and let's mess with the smoothness. And I had it at 4.50 last time, I believe. And it just kind of moves them around a little bit and kind of just smooths the transition out. So we'll leave that at 4.5 for now. The density, if we raise the density up, say to 1, there's going to be a whole bunch of them. So basically it's just taking and it's adding more of the effect to them. So I think I had this, what was it? I think 0.25 is what I had it before. And there's not so many, which I like that effect for the image, but you could go ahead and add as many as you'd like. So let's go down to size. And the size, the biggest that you can make on this, which I don't like, I wish we could make them bigger, but it's 64. And so now it just made them bigger and it added a bunch more to the image. So if we go just down to 48, there's a lot less of them. And maybe we'll try to stick with 48 here. And then the outline size is just like it says. If you look at the circles, there's an outline behind them. So the higher you go, the more of an outline you get. So if we go say something outrageous, 20, you'll see that the outline is more pronounced and there's a lot more of a blur effect to that, and I don't really like that, not for this image anyway. So we're going to put it back down to 12. And the outline amplitude, so if we drop this down to say 0.25 just to start out, you'll see that there's a less amount of an outline there and you get this kind of cooler looking shapes. I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with this for now, and the only reason why I'm staying on the blue here in this image is just so you could see the effect that it does. It takes all the lights in the background and it just kind of pops them out and with these shapes, and then it blurs the background and blends in. So it's a pretty cool effect. And then the smoothness of the bokeh shape, it's on 0.70. We could go up to 1 and see how that looks. And they're just more pronounced. So it just made them pop a little bit more. So if we go down to say like 0.45, see what that does for us. It adds more of the effect to it. And it's kind of a nice looking effect. Let's see, 0.45 or 1. Let's go back to 1 and see how that looks. Just kind of pops them out and they're more blurry. So I think I like 0.45, so that's what I'm going to go to. Yeah, that looks nice. So down here it'll be on the output mode and it'll say in place as default. We're going to go to new layers, just because that's a good non-destructive practice to get into. And we're just going to hit apply. And we're going to wait for this to do its work. The reason why I made this image smaller in half too was so that it wouldn't take so much time for this to work. Because earlier when I was messing around with this, for some reason, I don't know if it's just because I've been doing a lot of 3D modeling today on this computer or what, and it's slowing it down. But it was acting up and it was taking quite a while, which it looks like it's going to do again. So we'll just, there we go. And then we'll just go ahead and hit cancel here, and you'll see the effect that it did. It made that image pop. I mean, you can't even tell that it's a images of clouds anymore. That's what it was. This is what it is now. And this bokeh effect, so basically what it did was it brightened the image with these shapes and it made it pop. That's the best way I could explain it. I don't know the technological term for it or whatever. I like bokeh effects. They're good to put in your images and make some cool effects with and all that stuff. But they're pretty basic, and all you need to do is just play around with the settings, and they're part of G'MIC, so of course they're going to be a part of the tutorials. There's a lot of filters in there that are easy to figure out what they do. So let's go ahead and we're going to go File, and we're going to go ahead and open up the image of the model. And I love this image. This is a great image. I don't know, for some reason I like it. There's nothingness in there. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in by holding Control and using my mouse wheel, and then I'm going to pan by using my middle mouse button. There's nothing in here, but I like tattoos. I like art of all sorts. I have tattoos. Some people, there's actually a lot of people that don't like them, but art is art, and some people like putting it on paper and stuff, and some people like putting it on their body. But anyways, I really like this image. This is a good image, and a matter of fact, here pretty soon we're going to be doing a tutorial with this model, and we're going to be making something pretty cool out of that. I don't want to give no spoilers just yet, but this is an awesome image. The lighting's great, and she's sitting on this little thing or whatever, and that's another reason why I got this image, is because there's people sitting. I don't know, I've seen a bunch, not a bunch, but quite a few images like this, and it's just not as good quality as this. I mean, this is a super high res image. I mean, look at how far I could zoom in before it starts distorting. So this is a super high res image, and that's another reason why I like it. So but anyways, I guess you could say it's partial nudity, I guess, but no harm, no foul. If you're a child, I do apologize. But so what we're going to do with this is we're going to go ahead and go to Filters, G'MIC, and we're going to go to Cartoon, and we're going to go ahead and zoom all the way as far out as it'll let me on here, so you could see the effect. Actually, I just messed up. I apologize. Let's cancel that first. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Colors and then go to Desaturate, and we're going to desaturate it by its luminosity and press OK. And now we're going to go up to Filters and then G'MIC. I apologize about that. Let's go ahead and zoom out here, zoom out. And for those of you watching, I don't know if you know what cell shading is, but if you've ever watched anime, the shading style that they use is cell shading, and this is basically what this is a 2D cell shader, or at least that's the way I look at it anyways. That's probably not what it's I don't know, maybe it is. Yeah, it's called Cartoon, so maybe that's what they were going for when whoever was making this made this filter. And the cell shading, it's got all these different types of shading in here. You got your darks for your shadows, lights, of course, and then there's an outline. And in cartoons, if you pay attention to cartoons, they all have the black outline. And on the inside, like I said, this kind of effect is what I was talking about, cell shading. It's not the super best, but we're going to work with it. So let's go ahead and reset everything. And I don't remember what those settings were. So, and you can see that the outline anyways, we're going to play with this. So the smoothness, if you put the smoothness down to 0, you'll see that basically the coloring or whatever on it, it's not so smooth. It's not transitioning so smoothly like it was before. And like I said, I'm not too sure about what, I mean, I know the basics about what this this filter is supposed to do, but I don't know, like I said, I don't know the technical terms about all this. I'm just telling you how I comprehend this in my head. So please, nobody bash me for not saying the correct term what this is used for, but this is what I use it for. So so we're going to raise the smoothness up to, it was on 3 before. So if we go raise it up back to 5, you'll see that the smoothness of it, it's not so harsh, and it blends better. It looks a lot better, and that's more of a cartoony look. And then the sharpening's at 200, so if we put the sharpening down to 0, it'll give us this kind of funky effect. And I don't know, wow, that's really funky. I don't like that. But anyways, so if we raise this, let's go back to about 100. And I'm taking these all the way down to 0 just so you can see sort of kind of what each of them, and I do suggest that you do that when you mess with your filters. You just 0 them all out and then go up from there and try to get something that you like. So at 100 here, the colors are kind of more sharpened. So I guess you could say that it's sharpening filter or sharpening part. So it's taking and adding more sharpness into the colors, which we made it black and white because that's the effect I was going for in this. So if we go up to 150, you'll see that it gets a little bit more sharper, and then you'll see here in the darks that it starts adding a little bit more color. So, and if you move this image around, you'll see how the shades are on her arms and stuff like that. So the darker parts are right in here and right up here and right down here. That's where the shadows are. So this is the sharpening is basically, it's just like I said, taking the colors and it's sharpening, but it's really distorting it right here the higher we go up. But I want to go up a little bit higher, so let's go to 250. And let's see how that distorts. Because I'm trying to get less black in there, and I want more gray shadows in there. So let's try 300. See what that does. And that just blows it way out. So we'll go to 45, and let's look and see how that was. And since I reset everything and I didn't pay attention to what I was doing, go back down to 200 at the default. And let's go, and we'll leave that there for now. Let's go to the edge threshold and let's 0 that out. And you'll see that it just totally like made the picture look wacky. So the threshold of the edge, it means basically the way I look at it is it's how far it measures something between the edges on there. So the edge is right here, so we turn the threshold all the way down to 1, and so basically it's taking whatever the calculations are, it's taking 1% or degree or whatever from the edge. So it's basically filling the whole image. So if we go to say 10, you'll see that it takes the edges that it finds in the images and it starts outlining them better. Let's go 25. And the higher up you go, the more fine the edges look, but we start losing a lot of them. Go to 30. And let's leave it on 22. Let's try that for now. And the edge thickness, if we zero that out, didn't really make much of a change. So if we go to 0.50, if you notice some of these lines got a little bit thicker, go to 1, they're really thick now. So we'll go back down to 0.25, and we want them for this image, we want them thinner. Then the color strength. So if we zero this out, it don't do much of anything. So if we go and we take this and we go to 2, it makes slight changes on the colors. It kind of makes them pop a little bit more. If we go up to 3, there's not really, it's very slight. So color equalization, no, quantization, sorry. So if we bring this all the way down to as low as it'll go, to 2, it's only using black and white now, which can be a cool effect if that's the look you're going for, but that's not the look we're going for. So it's just taking all the colors and it's just basically taking them all the way out, and now all you're using is black and white. It's on 8 by default, so let's go up to 12. See what that, and let's go up to 20. Blow it way out. And as you can see, it starts taking more colors into consideration from the image. Let's go to 25. Let's go all the way up to 100 and see what that does. And now you can see that it's taking the colors, and now it's kind of making a smudge effect on this image. And it's just kind of blending them all together, and it's just making them a bunch of mush. And that's not what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and go down to 20. And there's more colors in there, and the lines are a lot harsher. Now let's go back up and let's see her face. Kind of blowing out up there. Let's play with the sharpening a little bit. 150. Let's make it more sharp. 240. A little bit harder. Let's go down to the color quantization and let's lower that back down to 15. Let's take a look and see how that looks there. Smoothness, let's go to 4.50. Let's lower this to 25. Check that out. .25 on the edge threshold. There we go. Starting to get some darker lines. Let's go back to 240 on here. I'm sorry I'm doing this in the tutorial. It's just I didn't look and see at the settings that I had before, so I'm trying to just find something that I like, and I'm just trying to blend these colors in with this filter a little bit, since I went through and sort of kind of explained what they did. And like I said, it's all up to you, and if you have just a little bit of basic knowledge of what you think they're supposed to do, since can't find a lot of information, or at least I can't, and I have to kind of guesstimate what they do, because I don't go and I don't use all these filters for my manipulations and images that I make and stuff, but a lot of them are cool, and like I said, I'm just doing these tutorials to kind of give you guys an idea of what I would use them for, or what I do use them for. So I like this look right here. So we're going to go with this look. I'm not liking how the back's got a bunch of these mixed colors in there, but that's okay. Make sure that you have the output mode on new layers, and let's click apply, and let's let this run through and do its thing. I'm going to go ahead and pause the tutorial, and I'm going to come back when this is through. Alright, I'm back, and it went ahead and done its work. And now, as you can tell, it looks a whole lot different than what it did in the filter. And I don't know if that is a bug or something from that filter, but that's okay because I like this effect a whole lot better than what we were getting in the preview. So I noticed, let's check this out over here on this one, that it was kind of like that in the last one also, but that's fine. So that's a good look right here, and I do like that. I like how it gave an outline to this little box thing that she's sitting on, and she's got a lot of nice outlines, and it's a good looking effect. So we're going to come back over here to our other image, and we're going to press Control A to select everything. Make sure that we're selected on this layer, and we're going to right click, go to edit, and then copy, and then come back over here to this image and press Control V for paste. And it is quite a bit smaller, but that's okay. We're going to just go ahead and press Shift T to grab the scale tool, and we're going to scale it up. That looks about okay. That might have been a little bit too much. Let's go ahead and press M on our keyboard for our move tool, and let's kind of just move it into place here. Now we're going to press Shift R on our keyboard for the rotate tool, and we're going to just go up here on the angle, and we're going to click in 90, press enter. We're going to rotate it by 90 degrees, press rotate. Press M on our keyboard to grab the move tool again, and let's just kind of, I want some blue in there. Let's see how that looks. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to set this layer on grain merge, I believe. Let me check this one over here. Yeah, grain merge at full opacity. This, we're going to click the bottom layer right here, the one that we did the effect on, and we're going to go up to filters, and then we're going to go to blur, then Gaussian blur, and we're going to blur it by 10 pixels. And I'm going to hold down Control and use my mouse wheel to zoom in here a little bit. And as you can tell, take that off. There's the original. Tab back on, and there's that. And I'm trying to think if I left it on normal. Just like that. And if we zoom way in, as you can tell over here in the navigation, that you could see the bokeh effect. If we zoom way in here, you could see the effect that these little circular bokehs did. And I really like that effect. I might have made it a little bit too strong compared to this one, but that's okay, because if you think it's too strong, just go ahead and lower the opacity on it. But I'm liking that look right here because it's kind of mystical, I guess you could say. We'll go ahead and, I don't know, you could drop it down a little bit, or you could also blur these two if you want. See what that blur does. There we go, we blurred it a little. And it just kind of made the colors pop more, and got rid of some of the excess little circles there. But I'm going to Control Z that because I like the other look. Alright. And that is all. You get the harsh lines on here, and we multiplied this with the original image, then just added this image, and we did a grain merge on there, and we got this kind of cool effect here. And like I said, I will look and see if I can find the images that I used, and leave them in the link below. And I do apologize that it's been so long and since I've done a G'MIC short. I've had some requests that I had to get done, and stuff like that, but I am back doing G'MIC tutorials. I'm so sorry for the long wait. Please like, subscribe, and there will be tons more tutorials. Thank you. Have a good day.